Hippie Fujoshi.
Oh, what's going on, my BL Fujos, and welcome to the Hippie Fujoshi. We are going to get into a few reads. Some reads that I have been keeping up with, and some reads that I have just tapped into. Guys, if you already know, let's get into this video. Okay, Fujos. Of course, I had to tap into my boys, my Somi Som and my Geon. Now, first off, I'm going to say, from my perspective, I am really enjoying this read, and I really do enjoy the way this creator is displaying their emotions, especially guiding us through the emotions and what is the core of their emotions once we get to the angst part. And I think everybody kind of knows that the angst part is that these two will eventually separate. That's just how I feel. And from the little treats that's been given through the internet, these two are eventually going to split. But we're basking in the forming of the togetherness. Now, in the past couple of chapters, we realized the idea of Geon rejecting Som is what hurts Som to the core, okay? In this recent chapter today, we get an idea of what truly hurts Geon to the core. And it stems from his mother. And it's the idea of being replaced. Now, remember, we got that pastor's kid that is planning off going to college and helping Som in his pharmaceutical education. Okay? So a lot of things, I'm like, okay, I love how you playing this, because this truly was my perception of this recent chapter. In this chapter, we find out some context behind Geon and his mother's relationship. We find out that Som didn't really have a relationship with his father, being that he seemed like he was a rolling stone, and wherever he laid his hat was his home. So he don't even know what this man looked like. Where Geon had actually had interactions with his mother, and he knows what she looks like, and he knows what she does for a living, and he knows where she work at. Okay? So the reason why Som colors his hair was a thing with his mom to always know where he was amongst the crowd of children. But his mother broke promises. She wasn't there for his first days in school, and basically she just up and left him after he had kept up his end of the bargain of reading his books, being very meticulous. And it was like, why wasn't his mama keeping up her end of the bargain? Which we don't get clarity on why the mama up and did. But, baby, it was something very interesting about the dynamic he was explaining about him and his mother that made me think of Som. The idea of Som actually makes Geon do better in school, just like his mama did. I was just like, oh, how serendipitous. Now we get to a point where Geon explains that there was a point in his life where I think he's transitioning from middle school to high school, per se. During that time, he actually goes to seek out to his mother. And when he goes and find his mama, this hurt my heart. I do not like when the parents replace the children and act like they never even had these kids. Like, oh my God, it eats my soul up. But Geon sees his mother. Clearly, this is presenting like her child. Look at the hair. We could be wrong. But we are under the perception that she has another child. Mind you, this woman don't communicate with Geon and with Geon's dad from what we know. Okay? But we can see why at this dinner, Geon was very nonchalant and very non-giving a fuck about hearing about Peanut. Because the idea of this child replacing him in his father's eyes he has to separate from Song and the idea of him being replaced by homeboy from the church, the pastor kid. Jesus. This creator, you laying it on thick. This hasn't even happened. And who's to say this will happen? And I'm already feeling the stress and the thought of these two separating. And it's just, I felt for Geon because, like I said, Geon is the only one that remembers their parent that's not present. Song don't know about his father. He don't ask about his father. The mama's like, listen, we ain't talking about that man. But Geon's situation is totally different. The fact that Geon opened up to Song, beautiful. Beautiful. But like I said, Song is hurt to the core by the idea of Geon rejecting him. And Geon, perceiving to me, will be hurt at the core of the idea of Song replacing him. And it stems from the other parent. Because in hindsight, Song, in his mind, whether he consciously believe it or not, he was rejected from his father before he even, could even form a relationship with this man. And the mother points out that Song doesn't particularly get along with people, and that Geon is literally the first person that Song actually have a friendship with. Outside of this pastor's kid, I guess he don't count because he must be seen as a present from the Lord. I'm looking forward to seeing how this story plays out. Like this chapter, oh God, these past couple of chapters have mentally somewhat prepared me for the angst, but I'm still gonna hurt and I'm gonna burn. But I'm gonna keep on reading because these are my boys. And I know when we go through this angst, we are going to feel it. I may let out a tear or two because just the way I feel about these two is just, oh my God, this read. And they haven't even done the do yet. And I'm so invested. I'm just saying. This is a slow burn that I'm really enjoying. Guys, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of the recent chapter of Jumping the Geon. Oh my God. Beautiful chapter. Beautiful.
Baby, dive real deep. She the queen of the fandom, and we all got seats. All got seats. Hippie Fujoshi, tune in, let the whole world watch me. Learning, loving, laughing through the feels. She keep being real. She's the hippie with the drip, straight New York on the lips. Sage burning while she scrolling through the sweetest little ships. Fresh tea, hot take, she gon' break it down clean. Be a glow in the